Yeah, just a quick review of the book. Make the pool your gym. No impact water workouts for getting fit, building strength, and rehabbing from injury. Great book for seniors, or I mean, actually any age. If you want to get exercise, the pool is always a fun way of doing it. But particularly for the elderly, for seniors, if you have joint issues, you get in the water. It takes the weight off of your joints, and so you can do a lot more. So I really like pool therapy as a way of getting stronger. Basically, the book's divided up into three major parts. I'll go over each real briefly just to give you an idea what's in the book. Part one is is just started. So it's kind of an introductory section. It goes over things like safety and water temperature. Part two is workouts, and I think there's 13 of them. And they have a bunch of sample water workouts. So they have like a general fitness workout, an arthritis workout, low back workout, workouts for your hip, your knee, and your ankles and feet. So yeah, it's pretty cool. How you can hone in on whatever area you want to, or you can just general fitness. And the part three is the exercises, and here they actually have all the exercises in one section. They have a warm up, they have upper body series, they have arm add-ons, leg movements. They even have a jumping sequence, which you might be able to do in water that you can't do on dry land. And let's see, they have a deep water series, as I remember. And I think they have a stretching section. So yeah, I think if you want to get started in pool therapy, I think this is a great guide to do that. I'm glad to see that there's a lot more books coming out now for seniors. There never really used to be that many good books for seniors. Another book I really like that's come out, The 6-Minute Torn Rotator Cuff Solution for Seniors. If you have a shoulder issue or a rotator cuff problem that's keeping you from doing exercises like in the pool, this would be one good resource. Basically, it goes over from square one, what is the rotator cuff? What does it do? Puts everything in layman's terms. Answers you need to know. What are the symptoms of a cuff tear? Let's see what else they talk about. Oh, are there different kinds of rotator cuff tears? Here's a good, I have a rotator cuff tear and I'm in a lot of pain and I need surgery. Right? Well, not necessarily. This is a very evidence-based book, and each one of these squares is like a study. So basically, this book looked at all the studies where you take, like, say, 100 people with a torn rotator cuff, they measure the tear size, and then they run a pain scale, and how bad are you hurting? And so what they find is you can actually have a rotator cuff tear and have no pain. So there are asymptomatic rotator cuff tears. Likewise, you can find people with really small tears that don't hurt at all. So there's not necessarily a big correlation between pain and tear size. So just because you hurt a lot doesn't necessarily mean surgery is the cure. What will happen if I just leave my rotator cuff tear alone? Here again, evidence-based medicine. You look at the studies where they take groups of people that have a rotator cuff tear that don't get any treatment, and they follow them, for a period of time. This would be like a natural history study. And you see, where are they at 5 or 10 years from now? Do they get better, the same, worse? Real quick, so how does exercise compare to surgery when it comes to treating a torn rotator cuff? Well, to answer that question, evidence-based medicine, you got to look at the randomized controlled trials. These would be studies where, say, they take 100 people with a rotator cuff tear, 50 they randomly assign to surgery, the other 50 they randomly assign to exercise. And then they follow them for, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, whatever, and they find out who did better, if you got surgery or if you did an exercise program. And this book brings up a real interesting thing. It's a really consistent finding in these randomized controlled trials that whether you have surgery or whether you do a good exercise program, you end up at the same place. So definitely exercise is a way to go, at least to try. So anyway, the book also has an exercise program, a beginner, intermediate, and advanced program. So wherever you're at, whatever you can do, if you can only do real low-level exercises, you can start with the beginning one, but if you can do more, you can go to the advanced or the intermediate. So yeah, like I say, even if you want to prevent a shoulder problem, or if you have a shoulder problem, strengthening your rotator cuff goes a long way in making your shoulder feel a lot better. Basically because your shoulder's a shallow ball and socket joint, and it depends heavily on the rotator cuff for stability. And the more stability you have in your shoulder, the better your shoulder feels. Can fix a lot of shoulder problems. But anyway, yeah, if you're pool therapy, you want a good resource for it, I think this is one of the better ones, so definitely check it out.